Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about good food, good mood. So sometimes when we're not in a good mood, we don't want to eat good food. And then this becomes this self perpetuating downward spiral. And then we feel worse and worse. And then we don't feel like we can um, get out of that. So, where do we begin? How do we stop this downward spiral? So, I think a lot of times our food preparation and our food are what's important to help us be able to get get ourselves out of the rut. And sometimes we might need help. We might need someone to help us food prep, or we might need someone to clear energy for us, or we might need someone to walk with us, or go to the gym with us, or, do all those sort of things that um, you might need to do to be able to get yourself out of the rut and get yourself in a better mood and in a better state of health, because the better our health, the better our mood. And find personally that I need to exercise to feel good and to help shift the whatever negativity or emotional baggage that I have. Exercise for me is really important. So do you have someone that can help you? Do you have a friend that encourages you or supports you in doing good? How does that go? Anyway, wanted to clear some energy around that. So let's see how we go. Okay, so let's start with the heart chakra. I guess it comes with loving ourselves, doesn't it? We love ourselves enough to make the effort. We love ourselves enough to get out of our own road. Okay, and Melissa oil comes up. So Melissa oil is the oil of light. All right, Melissa's. Good morning, Margaret. So, Melissa's enthusiasm is contagious. Through the intense light and vibration this oil has to offer, individuals may feel they cannot help but let go of feelings of darkness, despair, and other low vibrations that are holding them down. It teaches the joy of living. So, that might be helpful if you're feeling like you're stuck in that awful rut. Good morning, Sue. Of not being able to get out of your own road. You could use the Melissa oil, either diffuse it or put it on you to help lift yourself up a bit and to change, the pace of how you're living your life. Anywhere complaining in your body? And I guess if we talk about the Melissa oil too, it's like allowing your heart to really have a voice and, to live your life in a way that your heart feels amazing and inspires you. All right, so this is under Melissa, and this is from Kim's book with the affirmations. The song of my own heart's knowledge is revealed to the universe as I give thanks and offer blessings for another day of loving and living. So I think that's beautiful. Sometimes life can beat us down, that a lot of things happen. Um, and often things happen in clusters, and we can feel a little bit worn down. Oh, Margaret says sleep, dreadful night. Oh dear. Good morning, Susanna. All right. A feeling of unidentified, unresolved fears. All right. So fears from age 7. All right. So blame self for challenging or negative events that have happened to self or people close to you. So as children, sometimes when our parents are having a bad day, they might get cranky at us. And so we might feel that it's our fault that something went wrong. Now, this may not be true or real, but it's how we feel. Good morning, Elizabeth. Some more stuck emotions. Okay, so also we can be upset about our sexuality. So sometimes, like with European parents or Asian parents, it may be that a boy was more preferable to a girl. And so we can be angry if we weren't treated respectfully because of who we are, and we may feel less than. So just asking if we can release like any trauma or negativity stuck in our body from not feeling like we were the right sex. Also, age 16 comes up with this. We're just going to plug in about 17 hours sleep for you, Margaret. All right, now we're going to go into the throat chakra. All right, I'm becoming more creative each day. And the creativity is really necessary, I think, when we're kind of stuck in a funk and having trouble making changes. It's like having to think outside the square of how I can do my life a little different. Said, thanks, I'm going to need it today. You can always go and have a nap if you need it. All right, I love and trust my creative gifts. And I think when we do energy clearing, it's really amazing to see what each person brings to the table, because it's like we all view things in a different way. So we need everybody's input and way that they see it, because it's part of helping whoever's on the hot seat on the day. All right, I have the right to be heard. I express myself easily and with courage. All right, so we're going into the aura now. So sometimes we have hooks where other people are kind of latching onto our energy in an unhealthy way. Past males, age 16. Okay, so I don't know, who was it when you were 16? Who was the male and how did they latch on to you? Right, and we look at our vibrations. So there's a human consciousness scale by Dr. David Hawkins, and it goes from 0 to 1,000, and 1,000, 700 above is like enlightenment, and under that is like peace and love. So the low vibrations like anger and shame and guilt and desire. So it's like we want to be in a higher vibration. All right. So the level of desire, which is around that 130 mark, so that's 125 to 150, um, is about addictions. So we can be addicted to, money, sex, power, food, shopping, woe is me. There's like no end of things that we can be addicted to. All right. So some generational baggage attached to this from mum's side of the family, but actually the men on that side of the family. All right. So the fourth layer of the aura, which is about our interactions, our relationships, and our bonds. Sometimes we've made contracts with people before we came here, and sometimes the contracts have been fulfilled, or sometimes it, you know, the time has passed, or it's time to acknowledge that we have done it and that we can let go. All right, so stagnant accumulation of energy in that fourth layer of the aura. And now the fifth layer of the aura, which is the master copy of the physical body. So leaking energy there. Past male friends again. Age 18. All right, and now the sixth layer of the aura, which is emotions and spiritual communion. Good morning, Kathy. All right, so that layer of the aura is a bit collapsed chronically. Some emotions stuck in there. Self-abuse. We can be like that, isn't it? And then that comes into the food thing too, that we don't eat good food and then we don't have a good mood and then we go downhill. Also feeling wishy-washy. So sometimes we don't feel like we're worth the effort and we sort of, oh, we kind of want to do it, but we're not really got our heart in it. All right, also the feeling of horror. Sometimes we can feel horror to other people. Maybe if they don't do things the way we think they should do them, or if they, fail to um, treat their family or you in a good way, then we can feel horror. All right, and now it's the seventh layer of the aura, which is the mental or spiritual connection. Oh, good morning, Cassie. So leaking energy from that layer. So things we feel about ourselves. Some stubbornness, my favorite. All right, so still talking about people latching onto us. So current people, female. All right, so is there someone in your life that maybe is a little bit more high maintenance than we would like? Do they require more of us than we want to give? Some generational baggage attached to this layer too. Mum stuff. But still the men like before. 17 generations. Okay. All right. So sometimes the aura can be kind of collapsed in. So when we're not feeling good, it kind of shrinks in. When we feel great, it's like our aura is expansive and more vibrant. All right. Something from age 26. So what happened when you were 26? Okay. There's a lot of stuff in the aura today. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to dig in our mind a little bit. So, all right. So the value of generosity. All right. So, whatever you are feeling like inside will be reflected in your external experience. If we are generous, then the universe will be generous with us. So, sometimes we have to be a little bit more generous and kind to ourselves. So, that comes back to the good food, good mood, doesn't it? That if we buy ourselves the best quality food we can afford and we prepare it and we ask for help if we need help and, do it together with somebody if you're really stuck. Um, I think that is like being generous with yourself. All right, sometimes we are generous with our time but not our money, and this might be with other people, or at times we are generous with our energy but withhold our talents. So generosity equals abundance. So give what's yours to be generous with willingly and freely, and it will increase your vibrational frequency, which is what we were talking about earlier. There is a Buddhist saying, "Your happiness is my happiness. There is no greater happiness in the world." And I think that kind of works in our families too. If we feel happy, we can help our family to feel happy and maybe hold space for them if they're struggling. All right, so there is always enough for everyone. And often we can feel there's enough for other people, but not for us. All right, I give with real purpose. All right, everything is vibration, and I am lifted vibrationally every time I give of myself freely and willingly. It's easy to be generous. And I guess you have to trust, isn't it, that the universe will be generous with you and that you will have enough even if you give. Okay, so life rhythm. All right, so the water element is being affected. So water element is kidney and bladder. All right, so the water element is being affected by the earth element, which is like stomach, pancreas, and spleen. Some generational baggage in the spleen. Dad, dad's mum, and the women. So 19 generations of women. All right. So anyone else got somewhere that their body is complaining to them about? All right. So something in the bladder. All right. Feeling over concerned with survival issues like money, job, health, lack of order, or obsessed with order. All right. So stomach. Thanks, Elizabeth. All right. Again, age 16. Something from age 16 stuck in your stomach. Feeling resentment. So, what were you resentful about then? So, if we say others value me, sometimes we don't feel like we're being valued. Others hear me. Oh, okay. So, feeling heartbroken when you're 16. Okay. Asking if we can release trauma from then. So, we could say like having difficulty digesting what happened and forgiving yourself with what happened. So, like a lot of false beliefs there, 712 false beliefs. So, that's like stuff with that we, in our head, we know it's not true, but we can't stop thinking it and sort of being stuck in there. So if we go back to our vibration, it's come up a bit now, 320. All right, so something in the fire element now. All right, so we said the earth element was affecting the water element, and then the water element is affecting the fire element. All right, some sort of bacteria in the stomach. So we can have like a physical bacteria, sometimes like an emotional bacteria, or a spiritual one where we're, plagued by negative entities, where we're, brought down. And I think when that happens, we have a lot of good to do, and it's like they want to stop us. So we're going into the lunar chakra for now. All right, so the quality of this one is greater connection is to be had with our intuition. The opening of the ninth chakra, the knowledge base of the soul, enables not only awareness, but also deeper reliance on our internal compass. All right, and also what's helpful is socializing people with a higher vibration. So today we're doing our advanced energy works. We're starting today, the next 3 days. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to mixing with high vibration people and to be able to, work on whatever problems present to us that help us understand and grow and learn. So, of course, if you've done energy works before, you're welcome to come. Even if you've done advanced before, you're welcome to come even for a day. It's great to have some experienced people there. All right, I'm steadfast and immovable, for I know my life's purpose. All right, something from age 18 affecting us in knowing our life purpose. So sometimes we have to have experience, isn't it? Or where we recognize that we are more than just what's happened to us and that we actually have purpose and that we are making a difference. So sometimes we can get very stuck in things that don't work and feel that we're not making a difference or that we are failing in some way. Okay, so now we're going to go into the wood element. So the wood element should feed the fire element. So gallbladder. All right, indecisiveness. So what are you indecisive about right at this moment? What do you need to make a decision and move forward on? Is it about your health? Is it about changing your diet? Is it about beginning the the road back to exercise and good health. Sometimes we can feel broken, but we're never so broken that we're not fixable. I think your body is always trying to repair and to do better. So the more that we can give it tools and nutrients and positive thinking, the more that we can help ourselves to repair, and you know things can change. I've seen it in my own body. I've seen it in other people. It's possible. As Susanna said, should I have sugar or vegetables? Always vegetables. And sometimes that's where you need your creativity, isn't it? How you make a rainbow with your food. All right, something in the metal element now. So large intestine. All right, feeling discouragement. Sometimes we start good things and then we fall off the wagon. So I guess it's about not giving up, having a little bit of determination to keep going, even if we struggle or we make a mistake or we fall off the wagon, to never give up, never stop. All right, so stuck in the colon is not being generous with ourselves. So sometimes we can be really generous with other people and kind and loving, but we're a bit stingy on ourselves. All right, so let's check back into our vibration now. So we're up to about 400 now. So we're getting better, rising, which is great. All right, so this is the level of reason. So sometimes reason is great and you want to learn more and grow and do better. You don't want to waste time in things that are not helping you learn and grow. So sometimes we can get stuck here that we miss the point. We get stuck in the learning and not why we are using the learning. So reason can become a stumbling block for further progression of consciousness. All right, so some generational baggage here. Dad's side of the family and the men. Grief. All right, and just the affirmation, good food tastes good to me. And I think that's very hard with the sugar addiction that, the good things don't taste good because we're hooked on the sugar. So when we get off the sugar, the other things start to taste amazing. All right, so Jade said, looking beyond the mark, you could say. Yes, that's true. Yeah, we're missing the point sometimes. Why is this happening, and what do I need to learn from it? Okay, so back into the crown chakra. All right, I'm worthy of divine love and protection. All right, I'm enough regardless of what I own. I'm in harmony with the universe. I think that's really important that, it is hard to be fully balanced, but, we can try, we talk about, praying and meditating and, studying scriptures or reading uplifting talks or articles or books, things that help us to think more spiritually. And I guess it's like as much as we have to feed our body good food, we have to feed our spirit as well. So we need to be constantly providing nourishment for all parts of us. All right. I work by trusting my intuition. I allow myself to be peaceful and balanced. All right. So not feeling able to be peaceful. Age 5, age 16, age 33. Oh, and for somebody in age 90, I don't know who that is. Okay, jumping up into the solar star chakra. All right, living your life's purpose and experiencing and incorporating the entirety of life's experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I was working on somebody yesterday, and they were talking about an experience they had with their family. And it's a hard experience. And then we were talking about how that experience had helped them to become a way better parent. And sometimes the difficult experiences we have make us value the thing we didn't get. And so then we're more inclined to be valuing that and to be putting effort into it. So it's like valuing how we treat our body and valuing um, the quality of the food that we eat and the timing of eating and the preparation of the food, preparing it with love, preparing it with care. So for me, sometimes that can be a struggle. Are you good at preparing food? Do you put love in your food? Do you give love to yourself? All right, something in our back. So T8. So I'm just going to use in a Siegel's book. All right, so very sensitive and easily hurt, often misinterpreting what others say, afraid of failure or looking stupid in front of other people, holding grudges, and then looking for someone to blame. So, lack of energy could come with this part of your back, mucus congestion. We're going to plug in a chiropractic adjustment. All right, and we're going to go up into, okay, so the feeling of disgust. Okay. So is it like sensitive to other people's disgust or self-disgust? All right. So overcoming the ego and, being more in tune with our intuition and our purpose in life. Um, MS can show up here. And again, that has got a huge dietary component, eating good fats to help repair and regenerate the myelin sheath in our body, and staying away from inflammatory foods like white flour, white sugar, um, processed oils. Yeah, basically processed food. So eating more, fresh fruit and veggies, eating, if you're going to eat animals that, you know, were free range or, lived, ate grass or, were free to live a healthy life. All right. Also an oil, chia. All right. So chia encourages individuals who are overcome by feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. It restores hope when one has been stretched beyond the limits of endurance. And sometimes, if we've had a chronic problem, we can really be stretched because it's hard to believe that things can change or improve. But I have great faith in the body's ability to repair. Right, this blend inspires faith that life will work out for the best despite difficulties and setbacks. Cheer reminds individuals that there's so much more to life than the hardship that they are experiencing, and to determinedly hold on until they regain the hope and the joy they feel they've lost. So you might use that oil to feel comforted. Yes, things haven't always worked out in the way that we wanted, but we can be comforted that, there were important lessons that came from these difficulties and important growth and learning for us and our families and other people that we're involved with. And we wouldn't want to miss the learning and the growth. So being able to help ourselves get past what happened and to forgive ourselves for what happened and forgive others that have offended us or hurt us, because otherwise we're tied to that person. So feeling hopelessness. So what might we feel hopelessness about? Is there something in your life that feels really hard right now? Is it like getting your health in order? Does that feel like an impossible task? All right, so there's some generational patterns affecting how we see health. So dad's side of the family and the men. So it goes back a long way. Susanna's mentioned chia seeds are also a great nourishing breakfast. Yeah, they're lovely with like coconut milk and a little bit of lemon oil, maybe a slight dash of maple syrup and some little bit of fruit cut on top. Beautiful. Okay. I guess it's learning new things, isn't it, to do and to try food-wise. My mum's very good that way. She thinks up new recipes and things to do and try. All right, so the spikenard oil. So spikenard is a very old oil. The Saviour was given that. The lady massaged his feet with her hair with this beautiful oil. Right, by opening the soul to acceptance and gratitude, spikenard assists individuals in seeing the deeper meaning in their lives. So I think that's a good way to think about it. It supports them in feeling joy and happiness for other people as well as themselves. It invites individuals to expand and fully let go of resistance, anger, and blame. So it makes me think of chia seeds. They soak up, whatever liquid they're in, and they expand and they grow. So gratitude is an expression of complete acceptance and abundance. A grateful person is content with what they have. Spikenard teaches individuals to be grateful for their challenges as well as their blessings. So my beautiful friend Margaret would have to be the best example of a dedicated daughter I know. And through her mum, and we have to thank her mum as well, her mum um, has helped her to learn so much. And now she shares that knowledge with us, and we benefit from her difficult experience. So we're sorry that you had to go through such a difficult experience, but we're so grateful for what you've learned and how you've blessed the world with what you've learned. And I think that's for each of you. You think about the difficult experiences that you've had, and some of them have been very tough and sometimes hard to get over or, to get out of your body. But I'm grateful to you for getting through that and what you've learned and what you share with me and with other people in your life. You're making a difference to all of us by your ability to get through your difficulties. And let's say to digest them. Yeah, I'll give you a hug, Margaret. And, often if we hadn't have been broken, we wouldn't seek healing and we wouldn't, repair and regenerate to even better people. And of course, we want to support each other in that process. All righty. So thank you so much to those that jumped on the call, and thank you for commenting and sharing. It makes the world of difference to me to clear energy when we have interaction. So I'm very grateful. And Margaret said, I've never met any of you ladies. Yeah, well, we're so grateful for our community of people. You're wonderful people, and you are teaching me and other people in the group all the time. So thank you for who you are and what you're doing. All right, just having a look for our next get together is the 11th of November. Okay. Good morning, Janet. Yes, I remember having you at an advanced energy Workz. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She said, thank you, so blessed to be part of this group. Well, we're grateful for you. You're a great example of selfless service to animals and to the earth. So we thank you and appreciate what you're doing and the example that you are to us. Anyway, I'll say goodbye, but thank you for all that you do. Sending you love and hugs. Bye.